Have you ever sat at your desk, looked at a pile of paperwork, and just wanted to scream? Maybe you wanted to stand up, throw your hands in the air, and shout, "I quit!" I think we have all been there. It is a universal feeling. But here is the problem. In our last episode, we learned words like grouchy, down, and on edge. Those are great words for your friends or your family, but you cannot say them to your boss. Imagine walking into your manager's office and saying, "Boss, I am feeling very grouchy today, so I will not finish the report." That would be a disaster.
You are absolutely right. That is a quick way to lose your job. But the feeling is real. You still feel stressed, you still feel overwhelmed. So what do? You need a new set of vocabulary. You need a way to express negative feelings that sounds professional, responsible, and hardworking. Welcome back to the Everyday English Podcast. I am Sarah.
And I am Mark. Today, we are doing something very special. We are teaching you the art of professional venting. We are going to teach you how to complain about your workload without sounding lazy. We are going to give you the exact phrases you need to set boundaries, protect your mental health, and actually make your boss respect you more. This is essential business English that you will not find in a standard textbook.
That is a big promise, Mark, but it is true. Being able to communicate that you are busy is a high-level skill. If you are listening to this on your commute to work, this might be the most useful 20 minutes of your day. And hey, if you enjoy these deep dives into real-life English, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It helps us create more episodes like this for you. Now, Mark, let's start with the mindset. Why can't I just say I am angry or I am sad at work?
Well, in many English-speaking business cultures, especially in the US, UK, or Canada, emotions are often kept private in the office. If you say, "I am sad," people might think you are bringing personal problems to work. If you say, "I am angry," you sound aggressive. The goal of professional venting is to shift the focus from your feelings to your capacity. You are not complaining about the work, you are communicating about your ability to deliver high-quality results.
Exactly. It is about the work, not the emotion. So let's look at our first category of phrases. These are phrases we use when we simply have too much to do. In the previous video, we learned the phrase stressed out. That is a feeling. In a professional setting, we often use a metaphor related to eating. Mark, what is the most common phrase for having too much work?
The number one phrase you will hear is, "My plate is full." Imagine you are at a buffet. You have a plate, you have put salad, steak, potatoes, and bread on it. There is no more room. If you try to add one more thing, the food will fall off. When you tell your boss, "My plate is full," you are saying, "I have no more space for new tasks."
I love that visual. My plate is full. It is polite, but it is firm. It implies that if you add more work, something will fall, meaning a mistake will happen. Let's practice that. Listen to the rhythm. My plate is full. My plate is completely full right now. Mark, is there a variation of this?
Yes, sometimes you will hear people say, "I have a lot on my plate." This is slightly softer. It means you are busy, but maybe not 100% full. If your boss asks, "Can you help with this project?" you might reply, "I have a lot on my plate this week, but let me check my calendar." It is a great way to buy yourself some time.
Okay, so we have the plate metaphor. What about when things get even worse? Imagine you are not just busy, but you are drowning in work. You cannot move because there is so much to do. We have a great word for this. It is related to nature.
You are thinking of the word swamped. To be swamped. SWAMPE. A swamp is a piece of land that is wet and muddy. If you try to walk through a swamp, you get stuck. You move very slowly. So when you say, "I am swamped," you are saying that the work is surrounding you and slowing you down. It is a very common, slightly informal way to say you are extremely busy.
I use this one all the time. If a colleague sends me an email and I can't reply immediately, I might write back later and say, "I am so sorry for the delay. I am absolutely swamped this week." It is a nice way to apologize without looking bad. It suggests that you are working hard, not that you are ignoring them.
That is a key distinction. Saying "I forgot" makes you look careless. Saying "I was swamped" makes you look in demand. Another phrase that is similar to this is buried, like "I am buried in paperwork." Imagine you are sitting at your desk and someone dumps a truckload of paper on top of you. You are underneath it. You are buried.
I am buried. That is a strong one. Okay, let's move to a more mechanical metaphor. Sometimes we want to sound like a machine or a factory. If a factory is working at 100% speed, it cannot produce any more units. What is the phrase for that?
We say, I am at capacity, or sometimes, I am at full capacity. This is very professional. It sounds objective. It removes all emotion. If your manager asks you to take on a new client, you can say, I would love to, but I am currently at capacity with the Smith account. It sounds like a statement of fact, not a complaint. I think that is my favorite one for very formal situations. I am at capacity. It sounds very responsible. Okay, we have covered the plate, the swamp, and the factory. But what happens when the stress is affecting your mind? In the last video, we learned on edge. That means you are nervous or easily angered. Is there a professional version of that? There is. We often use the phrase stretched thin. Imagine a rubber band. If you pull it, it stretches. If you pull it too far, it becomes very thin and weak. Eventually, it might snap. When a worker says, I am feeling a bit stretched thin lately, they are giving a warning. They're saying, I am working, but the quality might drop because I am trying to cover too many things at once.
That is a great warning phrase. It is a signal to your boss that you need support. I feel stretched thin. It is much better than saying, I am going to explode. Now, before we move on to how to actually say no to your boss, we need to address a very common grammar mistake. I hear this from students all the time when they talk about work.
I think I know which one you mean. Is it the difference between stressed and stressful?
Exactly. This is the classic ED versus FUL or ING confusion. Listeners, pay close attention. You are stressed. The job is stressful. You cannot say, I am stressful. If you say, I am stressful, it means that you cause stress to other people. It means you are an annoying person.
That is a hilarious mistake to make, but very common. Let's drill this. The project is stressful. The deadline is stressful. My boss is stressful. But I am stressed. I am stressed out. Using the correct adjective ending is crucial for sounding professional. If you tell your boss, I am stressful, they might agree with you and fire you.
So true. Okay, let's move to the strategy section. We have the vocabulary. My plate is full, I am swamped, I am at capacity, I am stretched thin. But how do you use these in a conversation? You can't just say, no, I won't do it. You need a formula. We call this the yes, but strategy.
Right. In business English, we rarely say a direct no. It is too blunt. Instead, we say yes to the person, but no to the task. We validate the request, and then we explain the barrier. A great structure is, I would love to help, but, followed by your reason phrases.
For example, I would love to help, but my plate is completely full with the annual report right now.
See what I did there? I started with a positive feeling. I showed I am a team player. Then I used the professional vocabulary to set the boundary.
Another great technique is the prioritization trick. This puts the decision back on your boss. It goes like this. I can definitely take that on, but I am currently at capacity with Project A. Would you like me to pause Project A to focus on this new task?
Oh, that is brilliant. That is a power move. You are not saying you cannot do it. You are asking the boss to choose what is most important. You are saying, I can do A or B, but I cannot do both. Which one do you want? It forces them to realize you are swamped without you having to complain.
Exactly. It shows you are managing your time. It shows you care about the results. If you try to do everything and fail, that is bad. If you ask for priorities, that is smart.
Okay, I think it is time to put this all together. We are going to do a role play. This is a listening practice. I want you to imagine a conversation between a manager, Mr. Reynolds, and an employee, Lisa. Lisa is working very hard. Mr. Reynolds wants to give her more work. Listen to how Lisa uses the phrases we just discussed to handle the situation professionally.
And pay attention to her tone of voice. She is calm, she is not crying, she is not shouting, she is factual. Let's listen.
Hey Lisa, do you have a minute? I have this new marketing slide deck that needs to be finished by Friday. I was hoping you could take the lead on it. Oh, hi Mr. Reynolds. I would love to help with the deck, but to be honest, I am a bit swamped this week.
Really? What are you working on?
Well, I am currently at capacity with the quarterly budget review. That is taking up most of my focus. I'm also wrapping up the client feedback reports.
I see. Well, this slide deck is pretty high priority.
I understand. Since my plate is full with the budget review, would you prefer I put that on hold to work on the slides? Or should I finish the budget first?
You know what? The budget is more critical right now. Keep focusing on that. Maybe I can ask John to handle the slides.
That sounds like a good plan. Once the budget is done next week, I will have more bandwidth to help with other projects.
Great. Thanks for letting me know, Lisa. Keep up the good work.
Okay, scene. That was a perfect example. Did you hear how Lisa handled that? She did not apologize for being busy. She stated her reality. Let's break it down line by line. First, the request came in. New work due Friday. Lisa's first response was, I would love to help, but to be honest, I am a bit swamped this week. She used the positive opener and then the word swamped. She also used the softener, to be honest. This signals she is about to give real feedback. Then, when the boss pressed her, she gave details. She said, I am currently at capacity with the quarterly budget. She did not just say, I am busy. She named the specific task. This is important. It proves she is working, not scrolling on her phone. And then came the master stroke, the prioritization question. Would you prefer I put that on hold, or should I finish the budget first? She gave the boss a choice. And what did the boss do? He realized the budget was more important. He backed off. And notice the final phrase she used. She said, next week, I will have more bandwidth. Bandwidth. That is a bonus word for you today. It is a technology term, like internet speed. In business, it means mental energy or time. I don't have the bandwidth means I don't have the time or energy right now. It is very similar to I am at capacity. So, Lisa protected her weekend. She does not have to work overtime on Friday. And her boss thinks she is organized and focused on the budget. If she had just said, I am so stressed, I can't do this, the boss might have thought she was weak. Instead, she looks like a professional project manager. This is the power of vocabulary. It changes how people perceive you. Now, I want to talk about how this applies to exams like IELTS or TOEFL. Many of our listeners are preparing for these tests. In the speaking section, especially part 3 of IELTS, they often ask about work-life balance or workplace stress.
That is a great point. If the examiner asks, do you think jobs are more stressful today than in the past? You can use all of this vocabulary. You could say, yes, absolutely. Many employees today feel stretched thin because technology expects us to be available 24/7. It is common for workers to feel at capacity and struggle to maintain a work-life balance. Using idioms like stretched thin and at capacity will get you a much higher vocabulary score than just saying busy. It shows idiomatic control. It shows you understand the culture of the language, not just the dictionary definitions. So, whether you are trying to impress an examiner or just trying to survive your Tuesday afternoon meeting, these words are tools. They are weapons against burnout. I want to cycle back to one phrase you used earlier, Mark, softeners. You mentioned phrases like, to be honest, or I am concerned that. Why are these so important when we are venting?
English is a language that values politeness and indirectness, especially in conflict. If you are too direct, it can feel rude. Softeners act like a cushion. Instead of saying, I cannot finish this, saying, I am concerned that I cannot finish this implies that you want to finish it, but there is an obstacle. It aligns you and your boss on the same side. You are both looking at the problem together. I am concerned that is a wonderful phrase. It turns a complaint into a problem-solving session. I am concerned that the quality will suffer if we rush this. That sounds like you care about quality. I am tired and I want to go home sounds like you do not care. The meaning is the same. You want to stop working, but the packaging is different. Packaging is everything.
I think we should do a quick recap of the main phrases we covered today. We have thrown a lot of idioms at our listeners. Let's list the top 5 essentials for your professional venting toolkit. Number 1, my plate is full. Use this when you have no space for new tasks. Number 2, I am swamped. Use this when you are surrounded by work and moving slowly. Number 3, I am at capacity. Use this for a formal, objective statement that you cannot produce more. Number 4, I am stretched thin. Use this as a warning that you are doing too much and might break. Number 5, the question. Would you like me to prioritize X or Y? Use this to force your boss to make a decision. And don't forget the grammar rule. The job is stressful, you are stressed. Never tell your boss you are stressful. Please do not do that. Now we have a challenge for you. We want you to use this. We want you to take one of these phrases and use it this week. It does not have to be with your boss. It could be with a colleague or even a friend who is asking for a favor.
Yes, if a friend asks you to help them move furniture this weekend and you are exhausted, try saying, I would love to help, but I am a bit stretched thin this week and need to rest. See how it feels. It feels empowering. It feels grown up.
And it respects your own time. Learning English is not just about memorizing words for a test. It is about building a life in English. It is about navigating relationships, work, and your own mental health. The anchor video you watched about negative emotions was the first step, identifying the feeling. This video is the second step, communicating that feeling safely in the real world.
We also have a small writing task for you. If you are studying alone, take a moment after this podcast finishes. Write down 3 sentences describing your current job or your studies using the idioms we learned. For example, I am swamped with math homework, or my plate is full because I am working 2 jobs. Writing them down helps seal them in your memory. And if you want to take your listening practice further, re-listen to the role-play section of this episode. Shadow Sarah's lines, or rather, Lisa's lines. Try to copy her intonation, the way she goes up and down, the pause she takes before she says but. That music of the language is just as important as the words.
Absolutely. You know, Mark, talking about this actually makes me feel less stressed. Just knowing I have the words to describe the pressure makes the pressure feel manageable.
That is the magic of language. When you can name it, you can tame it. We hope this episode helps you feel a little more in control of your work life. You do not have to be a superhero. You just have to be a good communicator.
Thank you so much for listening to the Everyday English podcast. We are here every week to help you live your life in English. If you found this useful, hit the like button so we know to make more content about workplace communication.
And do not forget to breathe. If you are feeling swamped today, take 5 minutes. Get a coffee. Take a walk. Your work will still be there when you get back, but your brain will thank you.
Great advice. Have a wonderful, productive, and hopefully not too stressful week, everyone.
See you next time.
Bye.